We have learned so much about undercover criminal organizations and mafia groups in the media, may it be on news reports or fictional heist flicks. Shows like Money Heist, Narcos, and Breaking Bad have been very much well received by a wide range of audiences. However dangerous these organizations are, don't we just find it fascinating to learn about them and know how they work? For that reason, we are gonna list down the 10 richest criminal organizations that the world has come to know of. This may include drug cartels and mafia organizations who have garnered fame from acquiring stacks of riches that would have affected the economy. Before we continue, you already know what to do. Like this video, subscribe to our channel, and click the notification bell to get updates on our latest uploads. Also, tune in until the end of the video to find out which real-life cartel inspired the Netflix show Narcos. Without any ado, let's get started. The Triads. They are the most well-established and dangerous criminal enterprise in recent history. They are based in East Asia, but have extended to include South Africa, the United States, the United Kingdom, South America, and Russia. Human trafficking, as well as drug transportation, racketeering, and other forms of crime, are their main businesses. They are mainly decentralized, which is why disbanding has been so difficult. As such, no one knows where their money goes. Some have claimed they amassed $13 billion, while others have claimed bigger sums. But no one will ever know because the group is hidden in the shadows. Yamaguchi-Gumi. This organization was established in 1916. You may not be familiar with the Yamaguchi-Gumi, but you are certainly familiar with the Yakuza. Yamaguchi-Gumi is the greatest Yakuza syndicate in Japan, and they are Japan's equivalent of the Italian Mafia, as much as Camorra is part of the Italian Mafia. Anyone who is familiar with the Yakuza in Japan understands that they are one of the world's most disciplined criminal groups. If you breach one of their rules or regulations, you must participate in a repentance rite, which entails cutting off a little finger to signify your remorse. Extortion, gambling, drug trafficking, stock market manipulation, and online pornography provide the majority of their income. The syndicate is reported to earn at least $6.6 billion every year. Conservatively speaking, Camorra Cartel. In the early 1600s, the Camorra Cartel was founded. They began as a loose group of crooks without anything at stake who were just interested in one thing: accumulating riches. By the 1800s, politicians had given this organized group of criminals the weapons they needed to destroy the existing monarchy. The Camorra Cartel started to shift its priority from fortune to authority after being a part of such a historic transition. Acquiring questionable power isn't an issue, but when you mix it with illicit activities like gambling and forgery, the authorities will surely come looking for you. The government did come after the cartel, but they didn't catch up. It already wields tremendous authority in Italy, with a stranglehold over Naples' waste management infrastructure. With $4.9 billion under their name, you might ask, how did this cartel lead for at least 4 centuries? According to experts, it is just simply legacy, strong structure, and respect. Gulf Cartel. It was one of Mexico's earliest criminal groups. With a stronghold in Mexico, the organization trafficked narcotics throughout the United States and even into Europe. Apart from narcotics, they are notorious for their high-profile kidnappings and excessive violence. They are still one of the richest criminal syndicates, operating mostly from Mexico, with a net value of $9.9 billion. Sinaloa Cartel. The drug trade of the Sinaloa gang is extremely lucrative. Even the CIA is aware of this. Some cartels have garnered notoriety for their deeds, but it is only right to highlight the cartel that has surpassed all others as the world's largest. According to government figures, the Sinaloa cartel earns at least $3 billion every year. The cartel is now one of the most powerful in the world, controlling 60% of all drug earnings. One would question, what is the total worth of the market for illegal drugs? It varies from $6.5 billion and $500 billion, based on who you consult. Nobody really knows exactly how much is manufactured since the margin seems to be so broad. El Chapo founded the cartel, and he has had a quite interesting life. Even if you despise the empire he created, you must admire the abilities that helped him build and sustain the ongoing Sinaloa cartel. Solnsevskaya Bratva. It is considered Russia's largest and most powerful mafia, bringing in an estimated $8.5 billion in yearly revenue via contract killings, money laundering, and drug trafficking. Unlike the Yakuza, which is highly organized and has a well-defined line of command, this organization has a unique culture. The organization has 9,000 members who are grouped into 10 discrete, practically self-contained brigades. When they need to work together, they share their resources and help ensure that their money is controlled by a 12-person committee that gathers on a constant schedule in various areas of the world, frequently masquerading as festive celebrations. D Company. Perhaps it's due to a lack of study, or perhaps it's because most people overlook India when discussing wealthy crime gangs, which is why not a lot of people know about D Company. Dawood Ibrahim created the organization in Mumbai in the 1970s, first to transport heroin and opium, before going back to fund Al-Qaeda. Despite the fact that its leader is presently the FBI's third most pursued criminal, the crime syndicate makes $6.7 billion every year. Neither the CIA nor the FBI has been able to locate him due to his ability to hide his trails. And Ndrangheta. There's no denying that Italy has a long history of organized crime. You may not know who they are, but they are one of the most important members of the Italian Mafia's global network. It is a Calabrian mob that was founded in the 19th century. Cocaine was and still is their main source of revenue, and they've established themselves as one of Europe's most powerful cocaine networks. Although the figure may be low, they are said to have collected a total of $4.5 billion on paper, and many people believe that it is not the entirety of what they amassed. What distinguishes this group is that it has managed to establish positive ties with other criminal organizations. Rather than resorting to violence, they'd frequently opt for a compromise. As a result, they have become allies for most organizations, making it extremely difficult for law enforcement to crack their group. For the past 200 years, the Mafia has used money laundering strategies to wash their infinite cash by investing in lawful enterprises. If it's your thing, that's one way to start a business with them. La Cosa Nostra. There are few groups as well known and revered as La Cosa Nostra, often known as the Mafia. The organization began in the 1800s in Sicily, Italy. According to legend, it began as a prison gang with a structure and principles similar to those of the modern-day Mafia. They collaborated with opposing government elements to carry out killings and other types of sabotage, partly thanks to the socio-political volatility of the time. It boasts a global membership of at least 25,000 members and 250,000 accomplices, with combined revenue of approximately $50 billion. Medellin Cartel. If indeed the Medellin Cartel currently lived long enough, today it would undoubtedly be the richest of all these cartels since, at its pinnacle, it was considered the world's most important and well-coordinated drug trafficking organization. It was so infamous that the United States labeled it a terrorist group. The cartel, for those who do not know, was created by none other than Pablo Escobar. The name Pablo Escobar conjures up images of endless wealth, which was mostly proven true. Official documents show that the cartel was making almost $20 billion per year, with the majority of the money coming from illegal cocaine trade, human trafficking, political violence, and the transportation of illegally exotic goods. The cartel even inspired the popular Netflix show Narcos, which is centered around Pablo Escobar. He has gained so much popularity to the point that more than 50% of the total population remembers his name and the crimes he once committed. Did you expect these criminal organizations to actually exist? Do you believe the recorded net value of these syndicates? You can share your thoughts in the comment section below. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and ring the notification bell as always. Thanks for watching.